Yeah, to start, Image One's mission is to turn houses into homes, and you really exemplified that through all these transformations that we're able to see. Can you describe that feeling when you're getting to do these reveals with your clients, and what renovation are you most proudest of from season one?
Yeah, no, I think when you're renovating a house, it is so much work and it's such a pain. And there's some really hard days, some tough times, sometimes when the client's a pain or things don't go right and you got to fix it for the client. It's just it can be really really hard sometimes. And we had those days where I'm like stressing, going up all night, and then at the end of it all to finally get it done, get it right, and then turn it into the owner and give them the keys to walk them through the doors and to see their reaction. That's what makes it so special, and that's what makes it all worth it. And that's when you turn a house into a home. It takes a lot of labor of love, and we were able to do that. And I think that my favorite home we did, I think, well, of course, I'm gonna have to say my mom's episode 8, the
Mm,
last episode.
mhm.
I think that's definitely the most special, and it's such a beautiful home now. And to see where it was and to what it became to is quite crazy. But there was, I loved. We did my buddy Brent Boyd's bedroom and closet and bathroom, and that was a really cool like bachelor pad boys room. And like I was like, man, I could use one of these rooms. This would be sweet. So yeah, those are some of my favorites for sure.
It's also so nice to see you surrounded by your friends and families because that's the environment where everybody can be their most authentic self. And there's a banter and candidness between all of you that's so refreshing to watch. How much more special is this project getting to share this with the community that you know and love? And was anybody apprehensive about being filmed?
No, I think everyone was excited. And I think when you start out with the cameras around you, it kind of took a little time for people to kind of get that feeling away from them, but once that went away, people were firing and everyone had so much fun. And people are just when you're like you said, when you're with your friends and people you care and love about, it becomes easy. And that's what made filming so much fun. And we all got together and had a great time, and it was a great series. And I think you'll see the fun, the candid, and the love we all have for each other from watching the show.
Yeah, that joy comes across on screen. And, throughout the 8 episodes, we get to watch you and Image One navigate the adventures of being a new business. What's the biggest lesson you learned from this experience that you wish you knew at the start of the journey?
Ask for more money. Like ask these homeowners to pay you more. I think one of my biggest lessons was, you know, is when you're, going through a house and you're creating your budget for these homeowners. I try to make these budgets a little bit tight because I had to sell myself first. I had to make sure
Mhm.
these people wanted me, and so I couldn't charge them what, normal people get to charge them because then they would just go use a more experienced guy. So I had to kind of tighten these budgets down a little bit and make it, something that they would want to do. And then that's kind of how I was like, okay, if I make these budgets smaller and I over deliver, then I can create a great name for myself. And
Mm.
I think that's what you see we do. And I think you see that we accomplished that. And now, we get calls all the time to do more work.
You're very business savvy, and this series is such a beautiful way to honor your mom's legacy. And episode 8 is so raw and emotional. And there's a moment with her perfume where you feel the special bond that you all had. Did you expect that type of emotion to come out in that moment? Because it's so vulnerable and touching. What do you think your mom would think of her house today?
Oh man, that's like the bittersweet part about the show is like we don't get to show my mom that house, and that was
Mm.
hard. But I think the perfume just kind of brought back her smell, and that was her favorite scent. And I don't know what kind of pushed me to grab it, but I just wanted to. I was in her room, I wanted to feel her, and I grabbed it and I sprayed it, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks, and because I haven't smelled that in a long time. And she always wore flower bomb as her scent, and it just kind of brought back so many years of fun and love with her. So it was definitely tough, but we wanted to make sure that we would do it to make mom proud and do it to what she would have wanted. And I think we accomplished that.
You definitely did. I feel like that moment's gonna stay with audience members. And also in that episode, we find worlds colliding with you bringing Hannah Brown on as a designer. What was it like getting to reunite with her and work with her in that capacity?
It was fun. I mean, we were able to kind of bury the hatchet and kind of get past our past and to get together and to work on an amazing house and an awesome project for a great client and for it to be a success the way it was awesome. And I give her so much credit because she really came up with an amazing design, worked her tail off, made it come to life, and she was amazing.
There's such a wide mix of clients that Image One works with within this first season. Is there a different pressure when it's somebody that you have a past with? Which was the one that you were most nervous to work on?
There's two. My uncle Howie was on there. God, I mean, the guy's just intimidating to look at to begin with. He's just mean looking, got a bald head, and big hands, and you don't want to mess with that. And then John Wright, because John Wright was like one of our first big jobs, and John Wright was, he's got some, he knows the game a little bit, and he was always on us, always around, and like I didn't want to
Mm.
screw up one bit for him, and but to get John Wright's and Howie's reactions and their excitement for their new home. It like made it all worth it.
Those transformations are incredible. I got one final question for you. You already touched upon it, but I imagine this project is going to open so many doors for Image One. It's the perfect word of mouth. What's ahead for the company and for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of projects in front of us. We would love to take on more work, of course. Like I got two projects in Jacksonville I'm doing right now. I got three homes around me that I'm doing. I'm doing my own home, so there's a lot that we're working on, and but we're always looking for more.